Okay, what it means to be tuma. You know, the goyim have this very strange idea about tuma, kedusha, tahara. The Africans, they like push the women into the forest. Um, Certain Spanish people, the woman is also like an outcast. But that is not what kedusha and tahara and tuma is all about. In the time of the Beit HaMikdash, the man was not allowed to eat the truma if it was prepared by a woman who was not pure. Not pure means she had her machzor. But today it is a very practical halacha on which the house builds. You know, the house of a family is built on Taharat HaMishpacha. If people keep Taharat HaMishpacha, it makes their life much better. Now, what does it physically mean to be Tumah? When a drop of blood, size of a penny, comes from the uterus, even if it did not come out of the vagina, just it stayed in the birthing canal, or in the canal, the woman is nida. But we have to know that it came out. For example, when a woman does a bedika, that she checks by putting a soft white cotton cloth of material inside her vagina, and it comes out with either red or black color, that makes her nida. Unless, opposite of normal, guilty until proven innocent, here's the opposite. Unless she went, for example, for a doctor's examination, and that the doctor says, oh, I'm so sorry, lady, when I examined, my nail scratched the channel. You understand? Then a woman is not nida, but the doctor has to say, this is not dam nida, this is an accident, then you're good to go. Okay. Fine. Also, when certain people have spotting from other devices, that is usually considered dam nida. If it comes from all the way inside, it's done. When a woman is nida, she has to make a full separation of her husband. What does that mean? This is Hashem's way of making us connect to our spouses on a deeper way. This is Hashem's way of making us connect to our spouses, to our wives and husbands, on a deeper way. Because instead of being physical, we now are forced to use words. We're forced to communicate, to be nice. This is the time that the husband has to be extra nice to the wife, and vice versa. But there are certain guidelines. For example, the wife or the husband cannot place food directly in front of each other. So if you want to serve your husband, you put it next to him. You can serve him with a big smile. Smile's always good, ladies. Smile is good, but not in front of him. You can also not drink from his glass or he from your glass. You have to pour it over in your glass and vice versa. Now, again, dam nida is only red or black. In the time that you are tahor, that you're clean, it is advisable not to wear white undergarments. If it is a colored what? Go ahead. No, it's basically, this is what it is. If it is red or black, it's instant tuma. If it is not a color, you're supposed to take it to your rabbi, and he's supposed to look at it, and he tell you either kasher or not. For example, if it is yellow, amarillo, that's not tuma. If it is blanco, it's most probably not tuma. But that, okay, now, so in the time of nikiim, of that you, in the clean days, and in the days that you are tahor, You do not wear white underwear. If you find a stain on colored underwear, it doesn't exist. So in order not to have questions, do not wear white. Okay. You should not eat from your husband's plate and vice versa. But you can put it on your plate, or you can put food from you on his plate. You're not supposed to sleep in his bed, even if he is not home. If he is in a different city, in a different country, in otro país, no problema, no problem. But if he is at home, you shouldn't do that. Next, your husbands are not made out of stone. Okay, we are not made out of stone. In other words, use your sechel. Don't get undressed fully in front of your husband. When you are nida, the last parts, the parts which you don't show in the street or on the playa, on the beach, do it in the bathroom, or ask your husband nicely to leave the room. That's fine. But don't do that, because you're only gonna ask for problems. Of course, husbands should behave themselves, but you know what? Livne iver lo nachshim nichshal. Lo nasim nichshal. For a blind man, we should not put a stumbling block. Next. Your husband is allowed to see your arms, he's allowed to see your hair, he's allowed to see every part which you would show on the beach. So, parts you don't show on the beach, in the Yemei Nida, are not to see by the husband. So, what is that? No, it's actually very interesting. Okay, Hasidim, I'm makpid on hair all the time. I am not. Orthodox, no problem. He can. If you in the bedroom do not cover your hair when you're Torah, you don't have to cover in your nida. If you cover your hair all the time, even when you're alone with your husband in the bedroom, then it stays the same. Okay, now very important. The difference between us and all the other religions is the 5th book of Shulchan Aruch. Meaning, you're not supposed to touch each other, you're not supposed to hand each other. However, if your husband is sick, or the wife is sick, right, and there is nobody else to help. Oh, Anipo, 1 second please, I'm going to take somebody else in the class. Okay, ladies? Hold on 1 second, we get there in a sec, 1 sec. At the conference, call. Okay. 1 second, now Mary is joining us too. Hello Mary, shalom uvracha. You're joining the class mid-range. We are recording this class. This class will be only for selected people to view afterwards, but no problem. We are talking about touching. Once you are nida, you're not supposed to touch your husband. But of course, pikuach nefesh doche hakol. The difference between us and other religions. 5th book of Shulchan Aruch. Use your brain. There's nobody else to help your husband up from the ground, or if you chas v'shalom on the bed you can't get up, then you tell your husband, give me a hand, and you pick him up, and like a man, you treat the person right, and vice versa. Yes. Infermo, yeah. No, 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 no. We don't do that. If a person is a chole or chola, if you're real sick, you don't play games. Then you just give him a hand and you pick him up. I give you an example. I give you an example in my life. My wife gave the first time, my ex-wife, the first time gave birth of our baby. It was a holiday. And there was nunca persona in the hospital. There was nobody in the hospital, just a doctor and a nurse, and the nurse was 9 months pregnant. And it came to the time that my ex had to push for the baby out. and she pushed one time, and this nurse flew through the entire room, slammed into the wall. So the doctor said, excuse me, you might have a religion, but we are humans. You grab your wife's leg and you make sure that you assist with the birth. And that is what you call v'chai bohen, we shall live. The halachot are made for a reason, but also pikuach nefesh is doche et hakol. Any questions back there? Okay, next part is the kavua. There are a few times that you have to be very careful with nida. If you have 3 times the nida at the same day and the same time, or at the same date, let's say you have it every time on the 29th of Tevet, of the Jewish day, then yes, then at that time you have to be careful. Means if it is at night from the 29th, yes, you can give your husband a kiss and he can give you a kiss, but you should not be intimate till the morning. In the morning you make a hefsek tahara, or at least you check inside, which I will tell you later how to do. You check. If there is no dam, you're free to go and do what you want to do. The kavua is only after 3 months. Until then, if a woman has a hargasha, a feeling that she has a period, an onset it's called, she has to wait till before nacht and check. Any question? I can wait if you need to talk. Yes? Oh, you're translating. Okay, fine. Sorry. Yeah, I know, I understood. I'm so sorry. Because I wasn't sure. Okay. Fine. So you have to basically count the amount of days between the tu'ma or the tahara actually, and then you're gonna establish a vesat every 3 months. The 3 months period, that is the time that you are not allowed. That you have to be careful, and the rest of the time you're mutar. Until the 3 months, you have to be careful at the anniversary of last month, the 30th day of the month after the period. So after your last time clean, the 30th day, the last time of the anniversary, and the previous time of anniversary. But once you are like a clock, like at the same time, you're good to go. Only one day you have to be careful. Now, Yemei Nida, the days of Nida. This is a tricky situation. You, by your giur, are going to decide if you want to follow the halacha from Sfardim or the halacha from Ashkenazim. I'm going to teach you both. The halacha from the Ashkenazim is Chamesh Yemei Nida, 5 days of Nida, Sheva Yemei Nikiim, 7 days of clean time. The Sfaradim, yes. Oh, good question. Then you just continue going. You only can count the Yemei Tahara, the 7 days of cleanliness, from the day that you are clean. What does it mean, clean? If you see that the blood is less and less and less, and the 5th day or the 6th or the 7th day, whatever it is, and you use whatever tampon, whatever it is, and it's like clean, then 18 minutes, there's a machloket, 42 minutes or 18 minutes, the latest is 18 minutes, before shkia, before dark, you can take one of your husband's old t-shirts, you wash it good of course, and you cut it in white pieces of 4 inches by 4 inches. You wrap it around your finger or 2 fingers, whatever is needed, and you insert it in your vagina as much as you can without making it crease, because you don't want to have infections and you don't want to have later, right? and you leave that inside till 18 minutes after Nacht. After dark, you take it out. If it is clean, you count 7 Yemei Neki'im, 7 clean days. The way that works is as followed. You check on the first, which you just did. You're supposed to check on the third, the fifth, and the seventh day. If, however, you lose one day, it is not bad. Except the seventh day, that is bad. Then you have to wait a whole day. And you have to make this before Nacht and keep it until 18 minutes after Nacht. Yes? So far are we good? Next, the Chatuna. Your wedding. Yeah, you can shut that off. Thank you so much. Thank you. The wedding. 7 days. This is going to be already for you guys next month. So I already gave to your husbands and to those who I spoke to. Speak to your doctors. If you think you're going to have your period before the Chatuna, make sure that you are either on the pill, or if not, you're going to have a chupat nida, which means I will put on the ring on you, not your husband, and you will not allow to be able to sleep in one bedroom until after you're pure, after you're clean. Now, 7 days. What is that? 7 days before the Chatuna, which is in this case either Wednesday or Thursday, which is either the 25th or 26th of January, you start counting Yemei Neki'im. You do the first day Bidika, third day Bidika, fifth day Bidika, the seventh day you do Bidika. But since we are going to go in Mikvah in the daytime and not at night, there are two options. Option one, you do 8 days. So 8 days before either Wednesday or Thursday, whenever Yossi and Mari decide when all the people are getting married. 8 days before you count. So technically, Tuesday night you would go in Mikvah, but you don't because we go Wednesday in the daytime. Then you can get married Wednesday at night. But let's say one of you is having her period and the Yemei Neki'im, the 7 days, are ending just that day, which is, let's say, the 15th or 17th day, no problem. Then just before Nacht, just after Nacht, you go down to the mikvah with a lady, and you go a second time in the mikvah that day, and that's finished. Yes? Yes. Yes. Doche, right. It's very, very acceptable. I don't know the Hasidim, by the Yeshivish people, all the people by the Yeshiva, they all do it. My daughters did it, and that's fine. The halacha, no problem. You just, get your period later. Now we're going to go on the more pleasant part. Intimacy should be beautiful. It is a completion of your marriage. Time that you cannot be intimate, don't waste it. It's the time to bond together with your husband without being physical. The same way we ask our men to, I'm going to say the men, to be, clean and, is Tampax option for check? Okay, no. Answer is no, but I'll get to in a second. The same way we ask our men to, make it special, same way. When you had a busy day, take a shower, make it special, make it look nice. Okay, now I'm going to answer now the questions. Yes, I understand that often men don't see that you guys are stressful and that you had busy days. Some of you have kids, some of you don't have yet kids, and Yat Hashem, you should have a brachat for kids. And we men are not always very open-minded, and we don't always see. Well, I am, but many people are not. You can deal with this two ways. You can give him an attitude, Or you can say, listen, Schmerl, you know I had a busy day. I had a tough day. And work with him. If you give an attitude, you only get attitude back. And there's not positive, there's no bracha. If you communicate, you say, I need a little bit tender love and care, even without touching, you come much, much further. Ladies, b'hatzlacha, and we will go next for the class for the men.